Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the day ahead report, and here we're looking at the Dow Jones. It actually came down a little bit. This is just an end of day program here, hasn't been updated, but it's moved down somewhat lower through here. But I just really wanted to have a look at the big picture first. That's the reason for bringing this chart up here. We're looking at a corrective pattern, ABC pattern like this here, and this A, B and C here, and looking for 5 waves in this C wave here, and that's unfolding at the moment. And I feel that in that we're at this bottom of this 3rd wave here, so we've got the 4th wave back and the 5th wave to move down through here. Once that's complete, then we'll see one move to the upside here as such here. Okay, so that's pretty much sort of what we're looking at, really. If we've made a mistake and there's actually a top in the market here, then what we'll have is that instead of this move down through here in 5 waves will be the same, and it will start to move back up here as well, but it would only move back up in 3 waves here. Okay, so that's what we'll be waiting to see. Will we be getting 5 waves up or 3 waves up? If we only get 3 waves up, then we will be looking at another move to the downside through here. So yeah, look, that's pretty much it. So we'll see how we go. Our bias is to the upside through here. So let's just explore this on the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and the other markets. So these are the little 5 waves down on the S&P 500 here that we've been tracking through here. So we've got down for 1, back for 2, and then I believe this is the 3rd wave down to this point through here, and then a 4th, and then a 5th down through here to make that C wave here, and then a move up. So if we just drill in there a little bit closer for the S&P 500, this is the way I've established that. With that from the high here, we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 down to here, then as wave 1 and wave 2 to here, and then we're looking for 5 waves in the 3rd wave from wave 2 here to wave 3 coming down here. We're looking for 5 waves, and that would be down for 1, back for 2, and then I've got this as the whole 3rd wave down here, and the 4th to here, and the 5th coming down to here. So in this one here, there would be the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 down to here. And this one here as well, this would be down for 1, back for 2, the 3rd wave, and the 4th wave being here sideways and complicated, down for the 5th for the 3rd wave. The 38.2 retracement level back up would be very close to the 144 there, and also the supply there. So looking for a little move down through here, and then a move back up to here, and then a move down through to here. If the 144 developed as support, then at that point we would be looking to the upside, and then I've made an error in this structure here somewhere. So that's where we're looking at that, and that would be the same for the Dow Jones as well. Dow Jones 38.2 retracement level we're actually looking for from wave 2 here to top of wave 3 here, roughly in there, would be just in here at the 13.223 here. So yeah, anyway, support from this solid sort of old high here. Once again, we'll be looking for the 5 waves down through here in the Dow Jones, and that's how it looks here at the moment. So same picture, down for 1, back for 2, and then we're looking for 5 waves down for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and the 5th wave, and the 38.2 retracement level can take us, into this area down through here. So really, we just need to allow that to play out. With all trends and with all corrections, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end, and you can see that this is really that's the strongest part in here. So that's the 3rd of the 3rd, even though this is extended down here. So the ending of the structure here is normally very similar to the waves 1s and 2s here, but we'll call that upside down, and 4s and 5s here. So that's what we're looking for there as such. I won't go in and pull this apart, but the same sort of story there. The European markets, much the same as well. Let's just move that here. The FTSE here, such the We've had a retest of the 5.8, so that makes that resistance, and now the market is working with the 72, the 5.772, which is stronger than a normal 72. So there's going to be a bit of a battle that goes on through there, but we'll be looking at the same sort of wave structure down as well, as we just counted on the other markets. So we can expect to see a consolidation here, and if the 5.772 becomes a resistance, then we can look down at 5.750 here, the next level down through here. The Australian market as well, and it's been toying with the 4,500 as you know, and 5 is the second strongest number, so there's going to be a reaction from there, and you can see that the reaction is unfolding at the moment. The question is how large will it get and where will it go and so forth. Well, the 38.2 retracement level, if we consider this a wave 1 and a wave 2, I'm a little bit unsure about this structure in here. I just really haven't had the time to pull it apart. But if we consider this the top of the wave 3 here, this would be the wave 4 unfolding, and the 38.2 retracement level comes in around the 44.50. Secondly, that this block of price action here would be, it would be a supporting factor in terms of volume for this particular area here as well. So if the 44.50 becomes a resistance, then we could see it lower at the 44.30. This is the wave structure coming down through here, and normally to assess a third wave as such, we would use the trend channels through here by getting the tops here and bringing that through the bottom here. If we got a sharp move through here, then we could consider this as a larger third wave coming down through here. It hasn't done that yet, but we just need to keep an eye on this situation. So yeah, look, the retested resistance at the 4.5 here, and then sort of moving down, sinking into the subgroup 2 area here is weakness. If the 45.50 becomes the retested resistance, then we'll see it down at 44.30. The structure that we're looking at through here also appears unfinished as well, a little bit like the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. So we could be looking at this as down for 1 to here or to here, wave 2 here, third wave here, a fourth wave unfolding through here, and a fifth wave to come down here lower. So the cash market, when it opens, will bring this down as well. Apply a little bit of pressure there, and we've got softer metal prices as well. The copper market was reasonably stable, but the other markets were down, and that will all depend on the US dollar index as well. So the US dollar index, which we'll be looking at very shortly, at 80 as support or resistance, will be a strong line in the sand for indices, currencies, and commodities. Okay, let's have a look at those commodities. Okay, the copper market here first. As you know, we've been working through this wave 4 here as an ABC correction, and it's still unfolding in that range. And once the US dollar decides to finish its wave 4 as well, then we'll see further downside in the US dollar and further upside in the commodity prices here. In the base metals anyway. So basically the A, the B and the C through here. So if we drill into that a little bit further now, we can see that it has been developing nicely in terms of the 1, the 2. So I'm not sure if that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the bottom of the third, a fourth and a fifth down through to here. But while the price is under the 372 there, then consider the market in a bearish mode. And once this market does test lower and then find support on top of the 72, then we can be bullish from that point, and we can go along from that point. So I always find that it's good if a market does move lower in some regard on a level and then find support on it. I feel more comfortable if it's checked lower, so there's actually demand there, and then find a floor to work from and a price point to work from. So, but look, everything's going quite nicely so far with this. Let's just see how it develops. So we're sort of in the later stages of this wave 4 now. So that's good. And right, the gold market, there'll be some relationship there to a certain degree. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for this wave C to come down through here as well. So it's still sort of unfolding through there. So we still expect weakness to come. You know, if the 772 here becomes the support a bit later on, then we can go along from that point if it only checks down to here and then find support on here. Otherwise, if it moves down, you know, while it's moving down, we can just allow it to move down. And you know, if it moves below the 1750, you know, and then find support on that, well, then we'll go along from that point there. So whichever way we go, you know, this is subgroup 2. We need to check below that, then finding support on is the setup. If it's the 50, we need to move below that and then a setup on that one there. And it's the same within this area here as well. We need that check lower, and you know, and then work from that point there. But look, this has been on track, and you know, it's working its way through, and it continues to do that. The US dollar, of course, will play a role in that, and that could be ready to turn now. I believe there's one more little push up in that. That's why we're thinking there's one more push down in here, but we'll look at that shortly. The oil market as well. We're looking at this move up through here in terms of in two ways really. In the way that this can be up for wave 1, wave 2, and then a wave 3 developing through here, or it can be an A and a B and a C wave here as a corrective pattern through here, and it does count quite nicely through there. As you can see, the 5 waves in here for the C wave. We'll just drill into that a bit closer through here. You can see a nice 5 waves in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up for 1, back for 2, up for 3, the ABC for the 4th, somewhere in there, and then the 5th wave coming up through here, and now we're seeing a sharp sell-off there. So you know, that's looking quite nice as an A and a B and a C wave, and also now following stock to the downside as well, as it normally does. So yeah, the in terms of trading situation is that this is group 1 here, the 1, the 2 and the 3. If the top of group 1 ever found support, then we can go along from that point there. That's the Elliott wave gives us direction, and the price here will give us the support and the resistance to have the trade set up from, so we can use them in conjunction together there. So if this is going to go to the downside, it will be down either down for 1 and back for 2, and then down for 3, 4 and 5. If we do get 5 waves down, then we'll get a larger 5 waves down again. However, this can also move down through here, can be an A and a B and a C wave here. So we don't normally trade in group 1 here as such. So I suggest let's just allow this to play out here as an A and a B and a C, and then it should move up from that point. Or if it's going to be 5 waves down, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and if we get that 5 waves there, then we wait for the retest on the 90 and we short it from that point. So we just need further development in here. There's no rush, it's not going anywhere as such, so just chill out on that one there. Alrighty, let's have a look at the currencies. Okay, the US dollar here, we're still in wave 4. They can be very time consuming, and we tend to lose interest in them, but as they develop further and further, we should pay more attention to them, because that's where the next move is going to come from. So we're looking at this here as the 3rd wave down and a 4th wave through to here. Now we're not sure if this 4th wave here is going to be a triangle pattern or a flat pattern. It does appear to be a flat pattern, but we'll see. In terms of drilling in there a little bit further, we're looking at it like this. So we've got wave 3, wave 4 to here. If it's going to be a flat pattern, flat correction, then this move coming up here, it needs to be in 5 waves. That would be wave 1, wave 2. There's 5 little waves in here to make wave 3, and then there'll be wave 4, and then we'll be looking for wave 5 up here, and then that would be the top of it at that point, and then we'll see it move down from that point. Now, this is important for indices, commodity, and of course currencies as well. So so they will just be doing the mirror opposite basically. So there you go. So the other side to this is that if this is only going to be 3 waves to the upside here, then we'll have a triangle pattern, and the triangle pattern would see this move further down through here, and then if I can just move some of this out of the way here for a moment, then we'll see a retest back in here, so to speak, and then we'll see a move down here as such, be a move more like this here. So either way, this is either completed now, or it's got one more little push up there. I always like to sort of not to get trapped so much, and always consider the the outside possibility first. So, but look, the situation is that you can see that it's gone above the level, and it hasn't reacted here. It's just gone straight above it. So we can expect it to, come down a reasonable way as well, and then move up from that point there. Here we go. So just. So this move down here does appear to be corrective down here. It's not an impulse move to the downside. It could be counted as that. I can see that that's a possibility, but we'll consider this a 4th wave here at the moment. And if it, if it develops support up here, then you'll know what's going on, and you'll be looking for 5 waves up through here as well. If it fails here and starts to move down through here, and especially overlapping this top of wave 1 here, then it would be in the triangle pattern, and then it would be weaker from this stage, and then we can expect stock, the indices to be moving up from that point there. But we do expect the indices to have another push to the downside, so we'll expect to see this push to the upside while the indices are doing that, and also with the metals as well. So yeah, it's kind of, we know where we are now, and it's just a matter of waiting for things to fall into place, and then we can move from that point there. So keep an eye on this here, and of course the euro will be doing the mirror opposite as such. This is the weekly chart here, so just while I've got that here, we're looking for 5 waves up through here. This is the 4th wave so far, and we're looking for this to complete another move up here. That will sort of help complete this one here. Then we'll have an ABC here, and then another move up through here to make a larger pattern up through here. So on the weekly, but on the daily here, we've got that little ABC pattern happening here in terms of the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave coming down through here. So we'll be looking for 5 waves in this move coming down through here as such, and that's still in play at the moment. So that 5 waves down is this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, the wave 4, and the wave 5 to come down through here. So that's still playing out through there. It also can be just the 3 waves down here as well. Then we don't have an ABC pattern as such. We'd have a flat correction as well, a triangle pattern at that stage. So not that it makes a lot of difference either. It's just a matter of working our way through the ups and downs until it's completed, and then the next trend starts. So that's the important part there, I guess. So the Australian dollar's done pretty much as expected, and as you know, we're looking for the 4th wave, the 5th wave, and then we're looking for an A and a B and a C wave back up here, retesting the 102.72 area here, and that's really sort of coming into play now. So in this wave up here, the C wave, that's always got 5 waves in it. So if we drill into that and have a bit of a squizzy at that, this is what we've got here so far. So we've got in that C wave coming up here on the 20-minute chart here, we've got up for 1 and back for 2. And I was just considering this as the wave 3 here and a wave 4 and a wave 5 to come up here to complete this wave C here that can be on the top here. But that can also be wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, back for the fourth wave, and this being the fifth wave up through here. But I'll just leave that there for the time being as it stands. What happens next is that if this wave 4 comes down and overlaps this wave 1 here, then we've got overlapping wave structures, and that means that we do have a top in place at that point. So that's going to be an important point there. In terms of 102 is the closest largest number, then we've got group 1 here. If the market continues to find support on top of group 1 here, then we can expect the price to push back up through here. In group 1 here, the 1, 2 and 3, 2 is the pivot in here. If the 2 becomes the retested resistance through here, then we can consider the price being stuck and will be part of the 102 here. So if it's part of the 102, then we're going to be seeing more downside through here. So the 102 as resistance is very important. First of all, give us overlapping wave structures. And secondly, we know that it's part of the group 1 here and the pivot within that. And if it does become the resistance, then we know it's going to be, it'll be pulled to the 102. If it's pulled to the 102, then we know that this larger A, B, and C correction here is finished as well, and we'll be looking at new lows down through here. So that's important there as well. So as always, it can come down. Don't get too early on this. It can come down to the 102 here, 118 or whatever, 102.20, 102.18, and then find support back up through there. So if it does pierce down through here and then get support up through here, then the bias is still to the upside then. So just be aware of that. But base metals are looking pretty soft, and also the US dollar index would have some sway on this as well. Today we've got inflation figures coming out at 10 o'clock and also employment figures coming out at 10:30, so just be aware of that as well. But Thursday is the bear day, so we can expect softer moves through there. I think that I got yesterday, I thought, I need to make an apology, I thought yesterday was Thursday. It's just that I've been away for a little while and just got my days mixed up. But Wednesday in a bull market is normally down in the morning session and then up in the afternoon session, but I call it a V-shaped day. But it didn't make that new high. And Wednesday normally makes the high of the week here, but it didn't make the high. It did come down and then move up through here, the V-shaped day. But I wasn't sort of expecting it to do much because Monday wasn't the bull day. Monday was weaker, so there seems to be a change in the cycle occurring. If Friday's closing is strong, that means that Monday will be up and strong. Tuesday would be profit taking in the morning and the trend resuming in the afternoon. A bit like the Wednesday V-shaped day, but the Wednesday is normally a bigger pattern, and then Thursday the bear day. So it's kind of halfway there in the bullish weekly cycle that we're looking at. And once again, being Thursday today, finally getting the day right. If the market moves down today but on lower volume, then we don't have to worry too much about that. But we know that there's selling pressure now on the cash market, the XJO ASX 200 at the 45, because we did see it being sold off there. If we look at the XJO, so to speak, here, we can see that there's at the 4,500, there's selling there, but there's also buying there as well. So we can see that V-shaped day coming in on stronger volume here, bring it back up. It just that it didn't make a new high as such. So but as I mentioned before, coming into the 4,500 here, there's going to be a larger correction, 5 being the second strongest number. So we need to expect, more corrective pattern to unfold here. And that's what markets are. They're trends and corrections of different degrees. And this is a minor degree level here, the 500. So we can expect a reasonable, shakeout through here. So, alrighty, well, that's it. So, no, just one more thing as well. Is that I have started to make a bit of an effort on the trading levels Elliott wave for the Australian markets here. So this tab here now is starting to come into play a little bit. So just in doing that, what I'll do here is I'll put the days up through here and the stocks that I put out for the day there, and then you can find them in these tabs across here for these. So so I'll just do the Elliott wave and the trading levels on them, and it'll just sort of help out some of the longer term traders and positions, and we'll start looking at trades on those as well. Look, I've got a little bit of time, so I'll just start sort of poking away at it, but don't expect too much from there. I'll try and do what I can with it. Alrighty, well, that's it. So good morning and good luck.